Hey everyone, and welcome to one of the final editions of Oaks Countdown for this season, as we are now in that final countdown. Nicole Russo in Kentucky and Dan Illman in New York, here for another look at the Oaks field as it continues to shape up. Here's the list of fillies under Oaks consideration as of today, according to Churchill Downs, in order of their preference. 14 may start on April 30th, and at the moment, it's looking like we'll have some exclusions, even with the defection of Soothsay. Richard Mandela opting to wait for the summertime Oaks back home later in May for the lightly raced Santa Anita Oaks winner.
It's a very, very strong field, even without Soothsay. We said last week that if Mandela was going to run Soothsay, pay attention because he was going to make sure she was 1,000% ready to go. He's decided discretion, the better part of valor. We're going to hear a lot more from Soothsay before the end of the year, but this Kentucky Oaks field is shaping up as a very competitive one.
Absolutely. And, it's a really strongly pedigreed field, especially when you look at the top contenders. When I'm thinking about who's going to want to go two turns at Churchill Downs, looking at the current list, I can't help but notice some of the commonalities in pedigree. Curlin, a consistent classic sire, likely to have three starters, including a pair of strong contenders in Clairiere and Malathaat. Lots of representation for the AP Indy line as well, including Pauline's Pearl by Tappet and Travel Column from the first crop of Tappet's Sun Frosted.
Curlin's a really remarkable stallion, isn't he? And maybe pedigree has sort of fallen out of favor when handicapping the Kentucky Derby. But as you take a look at the Kentucky Oaks, for these 3-year-old fillies to go 9 furlongs this early in the year in a big full field, it's going to take a lot of stamina. And we see a lot of stamina in the pedigrees, most notably with Curlin, with the AP Indy Stallion line, and of course with Tappet well represented. Tappet Sun Frosted has Travel Column.
Yeah, and Travel Column, one of those fillies who's going to vie for favoritism along with the likes of Malathaat and others. I think that Tappet's representative here in Pauline's Pearl might be flying a little bit under the radar. And she's a filly I'd like to zero in a little bit more on. We did discuss her fantasy win, but it was on a jam-packed weekend of preps. And now that she's here training at Churchill Downs toward the Oaks, really taking a closer look at her, and I've liked her efforts at fairgrounds, at Oaklawn, her steady sort of development this spring.
Yeah, let's watch her race in the fantasy. I think this is a key performance and a key prep for the Kentucky Oaks because it shows that she's learning to put horses away. She's sitting on the outside in the familiar Stone Street colors. She's going to forge on by. She got a figure for this race, and it just looks like she's peaking at the right time. And of course, much has been made with her pedigree, her dam being, of course, a Grade 1 stakes winning half-sister to Kentucky Derby winner, Always Dreaming. She's obviously well connected. Right now, I think she's the overlay in the race. A lot of folks are obviously going to be drawn to Travel Column and Malathaat and Clairiere and search results. I don't think Pauline's Pearl is too far behind them in terms of ability.
Absolutely. In her race prior to the fantasy, the Honeybee at Oaklawn, I thought it was a professional effort for a lightly raced filly. She split foes. She was a close second to a nice filly in Will's Secret, gave another nice effort, another step forward in the fantasy. When she stalked, she showed tactical ability, she wore down her foe. She's a grinder. You mentioned her stellar female family. Hot Dixie Chick got her Grade 1 win at 7 furlongs, but she is a half to a Derby winner, and Tappet already has an Oaks winner on his resume in Champion Untappable. A lot to like about Pauline's Pearl as an overlay.
Couldn't have put it any better myself. I really think the price potential is there for Pauline's Pearl. It seems she has the tactical speed to work out her own trip and adapt to any kind of pace scenario. You mentioned that pedigree. She certainly is well connected. I have a feeling that this filly is one that you probably should consider and zero in on, at least in exotic wagers for the Oaks, because she might spice up the payouts.
Absolutely. And we'll start to get a better idea of some of those overlays, underlays next week. The field for the Kentucky Oaks will be drawn, and the morning line will be established next Monday at Churchill Downs. We'll be back next week for one final episode to take a look at the field and do a little bit of handicapping, a little bit of Oaks picks. We'll be back next week with all of that on the Oaks Countdown.